Welcome to Larry King Live. Tonight, the latest reported defense strategy, a racist cop framed O.J. Shapiro and company attacked the lead detective's reputation. But how many minds will they change? And are they charging the case with racial politics? Plus, he went undercover in Northern Ireland to get back stunning pictures of a secret war. Writer Rory Nugent tells what it's like behind the lines with the IRA. Now, live from Washington, here's Larry King. Coming up next, behind the lines with the Irish Republican Army, as told by an American correspondent with a video camera, when Larry King Live continues.
Irish Republican Army kills Belfast woman and dumps her body. Protestant militants open fire on a predominantly Catholic bar. It's the well-known news out of Northern Ireland this weekend. But just who does the shooting, killing, and burning is not so known. Members of the Irish Republican Army specifically keep their IRA membership secret even from their own families. But our next guest got exclusive access to the elusive members of this guerrilla force. His name is Rory Nugent, and he details his experiences in the latest issue of Spin Magazine, just as new hopes for peace are on Northern Ireland's horizon. Sunday, Sinn Féin, the political wing of the IRA, will meet to determine their position on the Anglo-Irish Peace Declaration. Joining us in Washington is Rory Nugent, reporter at large for Spin Magazine. How'd you get onto this?
Actually, it was an assignment came out of Spin Magazine.
They said, go infiltrate the IRA, take films.
I'm not sure anyone can infiltrate the IRA.
What did they ask you to do?
They asked me to see if I could get inside the IRA. So that means you go over, you sit, you wait, and you try to figure out how you do get inside. It's by invitation only. I'm not sure infiltrators.
So you go as a reporter?
I go as a reporter. I go as a bald American. I stick out in the Midlands.
This is not an undercover story, then?
No, not at all.
You're asking them what?
I'm asking them for an inside look and only one side. I'm not asking for a balanced British IRA story. I was interested on what's ticking inside that mask. Is it a time bomb?
So you go to Belfast, right?
No, I stayed away from Belfast originally, thinking too much competition. My best shot, I thought, would be in the Midlands. So I ended up in a small market town in the middle of Northern Ireland for 6 weeks.
And being a good reporter was the key, making the right friends?
It was indeed. And figuring out who to go to and how to get to them.
They allowed you to take a camera in?
They encouraged me to take a camera in.
Why do they now want to tell what was previously not tellable? What do you think?
I think the story was tellable, but I think other reporters, I had the luxury of time. I was on this story for 4 months and spent 3 months pretty much waiting around while the IRA vetting process took place. And I think it got to the point where I became that pest. And it was like, Nugent, if you get the story, will you leave?
Get him out of here.
And then go. And it was like, that's the deal, now be fine.
What about the IRA has surprised you the most?
I think the thing that I come back with that resonates is how much we, especially we Americans, I speak now as born as an Irish Catholic, and other Americans romanticize the IRA, see them as something they're not, either as these hard, cold-blooded terrorists or hard-drinking and loose-minded and not well-thought-out individuals who are hell-bent on revenge. And in fact, I found a human story.
The opposite of what you just described?
Just the opposite. I found people...
Not hell-bent?
Determined, committed.
Violent?
When they have to be, they're prepared. Violent? No. Don't smack around their kids. Isn't allowed within the organization.
Would they kill innocent children on the other side?
No. Certainly not within the calculations and strategies.
Are you saying, Rory, they're getting a bum rap?
I'm saying, and I don't mean to apologize for the IRA, the record speaks for them. Innocent victims have been killed. What I am suggesting, though, and I can only speak about what I know, which should be the last 3 years of strategy, of IRA strategy, is that civilians, when they are involved, the operation is to be called off. When civilians have died in operations involving the IRA, it's due to blunder and human error. Is there an excuse for that? I don't know.
Do they try to weed out fanatics?
Oh, there's a conscious effort in the recruitment process to weed out any type of what was described to me as a psycho. The IRA, cold, calculated, think. No, anger, hatred. If it's determined to be inside any IRA individual, male or female, or to blossom in that individual, out they go.
Let's see some of the tapes. You had a video camera, is that it?
I had a video camera, and this took place in Belfast. It's Saturday night at the disco. Everybody is converged for a good time, and the IRA is coming in to make a rare appearance. Now, the IRA is one of the few organizations in the world that doesn't fear anonymity. So now they're making a statement, and you'll see one individual now climb to the stage, and he's going to be reading a statement from IRA headquarters, which asks civilians, and especially parents, to stop children from holding on to the back of British Army trucks, like skateboarders or bicyclists or bicycle messengers in the city here. Several mortar attacks on British Army trucks have had to have been aborted because of civilians, just what we were talking about before, in the proximity of that area. So they've endangered the lives of the IRA men. And this individual right now, who I'll name Martin, I met later on. And we can't hear Martin, but he's in a fearful race to finish. You can see the papers shake in his hands. He's terrified. And a month later, I met him in the field. And his poise is rock solid as he's aiming an AK-47 on a British target. And I said, what's the deal? You were scared and fearful. He said, war? I know what I'm doing. I can take that. Public speaking? Never again. Scared me blue.
That crowd was pro him, right?
That crowd was pro IRA.
We'll be back with Rory Nugent. The new issue of Spin magazine has the article Inside the IRA. We'll include some of your phone calls after this. Now, you present a plus side, Rory. How about all the minuses? How about all the killings? How about all the violence? How about all the terror that this organization has been responsible for, which can't be denied?
It can't be denied, and I'd be the last person to apologize for a terrorist organization.
This is not an apologetic article.
I don't think so. I think it's an inside, realistic look at what the IRA and who they are.
But they wanted to look good through you, didn't they?
I think they presented themselves in many times throughout my stay. I was sure I was being fed the company line, especially in questions about anger and hatred, knowing that a 25-year-old member of the IRA is unable to form a memory of peace. He or she can't. They've grown up in that.
Do you think they might sign on to this peace accord? I'm
convinced if the setting is proper at the peace table, they'll oblige.
They will. Because aren't they kind of tired of this already? I mean, it's
been 25 years. It's weary. They're in it. They're committed. But one of the things I think that I took back with me, that because everybody mentioned it, whether it was the OC or whether it was a volunteer or a raw recruit, was children. They had such a rotten childhood themselves, and they're now the age, whether you have kids or are thinking about having kids, they don't want to do nothing, anything else but.
How many children on both sides of this have been killed already? A lot of children.
Too many.
Let's get in some calls for Rory Nugent. Toronto, hello.
Hi, it's Janice here. My question was, after spending 6 weeks in Northern Ireland, I'm Irish myself actually, from Southern Ireland, what were your views in respect to the whole Anglo-Irish agreement? Do you think...
What do you think of it? Good question. What do you think, Rory?
I think the agreement is a wonderful, obscure document. I think it's an example of bad protean language. It doesn't get to the points that need to be debated and need to be both questioned and answered to have this end. And I think that's up to the British, and the British should put it on the table. And I also believe that it's important that the British stop talking at. I mean, it's as polite and as basic as a conversation rather than talking at somebody. Nobody likes that.
And what would your critique of the IRA be?
The IRA should come up with a plan that they will oblige. What kind of a timetable exactly are they looking for? What kind of a quid pro quo are they looking for in regards to the British leaving?
For specifics.
I want specifics, and I think that's important, and that's what it's come down to, and there won't be peace as long as everyone starts talking with big sentences with semicolons.
Lewisburg, West Virginia, hello.
Hello, I have a question for Mr. Nugent. In the video, I saw some very sophisticated small arms, looked like Romanian Kalashnikovs. With the gun laws what they are in England, how do they obtain such sophisticated firearms?
I think through almost any channel that any rebel army does get their gear.
His description of their arms?
There was Kalashnikovs, they're AK-47s. It's the rebel army's favorite weapon. You can drop it, you can put it in the dirt, and the thing still works. And Browning 9mm, and there are also Uzis in evidence in the discussing.
We'll be back with Rory Nugent. The new issue of Spin magazine has this article, Inside the IRA. Don't go away. Quick call, Los Angeles. Hello.
Hello, Larry. I'd like
Hi.
to say first I enjoy your show. Great
Thank
show.
you.
The gentleman, I think, has been taken up the garden path. To start with, I'm from Ireland.
We only got a minute, so go ahead.
Okay. It is literally impossible for any of the operatives to take you under your wing, simply because in that neck of the woods, you've got the UDF. You've also got the Special Branch. And if those lads heard someone was looking, an American reporter with a camera, to get a hold of the IRA, good looking none. You're lucky you weren't kneecapped, mate.
Rory? Okay, tough guy there. Lucky you weren't kneecapped. I like that term. Go ahead.
Yes, but as the gentleman who called in probably knows, Belfast Royal Hospital is the best in reconstructive knee surgery from practice of any place in the world. I spent 4 months on this assignment, and it took a long time for me to get inside. It wasn't easy. The IRA picked the places that they...
Were you a little scared?
Sure.
We're out of time, Rory. Anxious to read this, and thank you very much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Rory Nugent. The article is in Spin magazine. It's Inside the IRA. That's tonight's edition of Larry King Live.
When planning an operation against members of the Crown Forces, the IRA's first consideration is for the safety of members of the public in the immediate area. Over the past few weeks, RASUs in the Greater Ballymurphy area have had to abandon a number of operations against the Crown Forces because of proximity of civilians to both their mobile and foot patrols. Recently, our volunteers have also witnessed Brits encouraging young children to hop onto the back of the Land Rovers while they drive through the district. We would point out that the Crown Forces are trained on how best to use civilian cover when on patrol. We would therefore ask people of this area to stay as far away as possible from enemy patrols and their forced instalments. We would also ask you to inform young children in the area of the grave danger of hopping Brit Land Rovers. It is fairly obvious that having to abandon them again set up an operation greatly increases the risk or capture or death to our volunteers. Your cooperation in this matter will be greatly appreciated. Thank you for your continued support. Belfast, up our hands.